much going on, and it'll be difficult for me not to drift into it. Have a little conversation. I guess it's actually a monologue. I'm going to hold forth for a moment. Hopefully a few people hear this. Because we're seeing a lot of confusion and chaos right now. New polls just came out and showed Donald Trump ahead. I mean, he's very popular. You would know that if you listen to any news channel, just about. They say everybody hates him, but apparently it's just not the case. And something, it seems to have set off a panic, but one that they were already, mashing with increased frequency. And they're now admitting that Ukraine there's no way they could win, that they couldn't do this, and they knew that from the beginning. All these things, they're distractions. The United States of America, I hate to be the one to tell you all this, but it's a corporation. It's filed as a corporation. It's not what you think. You think that the government's there to, ensure the domestic tranquility. Please wake up. Please wake up. I have friends that are very intelligent and sleeping so soundly that they become agitated if you try to rouse them from their slumber. They're so lethargic, and the lethargy runs so deep that they can't muster the will to open their eyes and see that the precipice draws nigh. The government gets what it pays for. If it wants something, the corporation of the United States of America, it gets it. It is plain and simple as that. If it doesn't like Saddam Hussein, why they hang him? It's just the way it is. And so I want you to consider one thing. The year I was born, 1974, the United States government instituted the Secretary of Education. Since then, it's a opposite line graph. The line going up, money spent by the government, and the line going down, intelligence of the students leaving the government system of education. When we had small one-room schools where the grade before would teach the grade below, and the teacher would teach the grades all together, and that's how it works. The teacher teaches, and then the students would help the ones below and teach them their tricks, and all the tricks would coalesce. And man, we had smarter children. The eighth grade, than we do graduating with bachelor's degrees. And why? I can't really, here's the problem when I talk to folks that are asleep, is the why is the toughest thing. It's when they're if you're watching these interrogations, it's what they always want to know from a murderer. Someone that murders, they want to know why. Sometimes there is no why. And sometimes the only answer to the question why is evil. Now, I don't believe that's the answer to this question. I believe these people serve a power. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. People that don't believe these things and have convinced themselves that we're just, star stuff, and we're here for a moment, week out, and our souls mean nothing, and there is no God, nothing comes after, nothing came before. These things are nonsense to these people, because they would say, why would I think that someone would serve something that I don't even believe exists? Well, the almighty good powers of the universe have sent me here to tell you that they do exist, and we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. We wrestle against powers and principalities and spiritual places, things that we cannot see if our eyes, and how is this hard to understand? Can you see ultraviolet light? Do you see the ultraviolet light? No. Do you see the infrared light? No. Do you see the radio waves and microwaves and all kinds of waves zipping about in the air? Bluetooth signals? No. But they're there. If our eyes were open like Gideon's eyes were, when the Lord said, look out there, and all he could see before were the hosts that he was to face in battle. And it was unbelievable. It was terrifying to him. But when his eyes were open and he saw the hosts of Hosanna on his side, there was a new kind of terror struck in old Gid. It was terror for his enemies, not terror of his enemies. If our eyes were open, my friends, if my eyes were open, I don't claim to know anything that anyone else could know if they just went out and it was to seek out the information. I don't have any special hidden knowledge. I've been accused by that by one particular friend of mine. Oh, you think one guy? No, I don't. I think I've taken the time to research these things. I don't say anything, but what the powers that be, the Illuminati, if you will, the secret societies, the skull and bonesmen, you know, the Grovers, these people that, you know, perform sexual acts on severed pigs' heads in front of each other. I come right from Prince of England, one of the English monarchs. They do these things that we can't even understand why they do. They do. The one thing I do understand is this sect of people does not like your freedom. They have brainwashed mental midgets into saying things like, well, I know right is absolute. Yes, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is absolute. It is absolute. But they have to say it as an absolute so they can say you can't do fentanyl. And yes, I picked fentanyl, a drug that I abhor, a drug that I hate, a drug that I wish did not exist. But I pick it because it is not my business what you do. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here pretty soon. I had to get this off my chest. I don't think that YouTube will let much of this go out. If I put up little shorts and they have, you know, the Washington Monument or whatever, and they have me doing a 1 minute little jingle about how wonderful America is or whatever, that's no problem, man. It might even get 1,000 views on my stupid little short. But if I say anything, it means anything. If I say something that is meant to inspire, is meant to provoke thought, oh man, daggone it, then it's got to be shut down. Shut him down. Shut him up. You know, doing Andrew Tate is evil. Lock him up because he's done nothing wrong. Who's that other mouth-breathing idiot? He used to do the Trues News. Now it's shut him up. Shut him up. You know, you get somebody trying to tell you that masculinity is dying and it's not a bad thing, and femininity is dying and it's not a bad thing. And the gender roles in society aren't a construct; they're a good thing that came about organically because of the strengths of the two sexes and their weaknesses. I'm coming up on 10 minutes with something encouraging. My friend Brandon, he's got up everything he comes to. Not what you want, but what you need. I pray to see you one day in the kingdom where there is no not and there is no goodbye. And remember, be good to your friends, be good to your family members, be good. He's so huge, you'll never be able to forget about it. Because constant viewers, my beloved riders, at a time you think not, your friends, your family members, your loved ones in your life will depart from you.